Hello everyone, this is part 2 video on the past year NEET questions from the chapter Chemistry in Everyday Life. Now those who are probably looking at it might want to take a look at the part 1 as well, because we might have some relevant models of questions or concepts that we might be revisiting in this video. We'll start with question that has come in 2010. Which one of the following is employed as a tranquilizer drug? Now, tranquilizers in common sense are basically sleep inducing drugs basically. So if you look at the principal minor tranquilizers, they are primarily the benzodiazepines, among which we have some very popular examples which are diazepam, the common name for this Valium, and chlordiazepoxide, the common name for this is Librium, and we have alprazolam, the common name for this is Xanax. Now these drugs will have a calming effect, and they will eliminate both physical as well as the psychological effects of anxiety or fear. So the correct answer for this will be option B, which is Valium. Now if you look at the other compounds that are given over here, the promethazine is an antihistamine that is used for the cure of allergy symptoms, and naproxen is an anti-inflammatory drug that is used for pains and headache and muscle aches, etc. And mifepristone is absorption drug. So the correct answer for this is option B, which is Valium. Moving on to the next question, this is a question that has come in 2009. Which one of the following is employed as a tranquilizer? Now already we saw that naproxen will not be the answer, because it is an anti-inflammatory drug, and tetracycline is an antibiotic, so that is used for skin and intestinal related issues. And chlorpheniramine is an antihistamine that is used for the cure of sneezing, itching, and watery eyes. So this is also not the correct option. The option which is a tranquilizer is Equanil. So Equanil, whose molecular formula is C9H18N2O4, the other name for this is Meprobamate, and it's a carbamate derivative used as an anxiolytic drug. And at one point of time this used to be the best selling minor tranquilizer, but now as we saw in the first question, these are largely replaced by the benzodiazepines because they have lower risk of toxicity as well as lower incidence of serious side effects. So the correct answer for this is Equanil. It can be also called as Meprobamate. We'll go to the next question. This is a question that has come in 2004. Chloropicrin is obtained by the reaction of. Now chloropicrin is nothing but a compound that is obtained from the reaction between chloroform and nitric acid. So chloroform, when it is reacting with nitric acid, we would get CnO2Cl3. So chloropicrin can be also called as a nitrochloroform, because the chloroform hydrogen will be replaced by the nitro group, and it's a chemical compound that is currently used as a broad spectrum antimicrobial, fungicide, herbicide, and then insecticide. So chloropicrin, also called as nitrochloroform, is obtained by the reaction between nitric acid and chloroform. We look at the question that has come in 2004. Which of the following forms cationic micelles above certain concentration? Now the concentration of the substance the minimum concentration which is required for the formation of micelles is what we call as the critical missile concentration. Now if you look at mostly the soaps or detergents, the anion part is the one that will be forming the missile. The cation, typically the sodium or the potassium, they would not form the missile. The compound that will be able to form cationic missils is cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide. It's also called as cetrimonium bromide. The formula is C16H33N CH3 thrice Br. So basically if you look at the structure of this, it's a tertiary ammonium salt where we have the N plus, the cation part which is the large organic part, and the anion part is simply Br minus. So if you look at the missile formation, what would happen is you have all the organic parts that will be attaching themselves to the contaminant or the organic substance, and the other water soluble part or the lyophilic part will be exposed to the water. So the formation of cationic missils happens in the case of cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide. It's also called as cetrimonium bromide. So the correct answer for this is option D. Moving on to the next question. This is the question that has come in 1999. Gamaxin is. Gamaxin is the benzene hexachloride. That's what it is commonly called as. So benzene, on reacting with chlorine in the presence of UV rays or light, we'll be able to get gamaxin, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexachloro benzene, or we can also call it as the cyclohexane, because though the name we keep using it as benzene, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexachloro cyclohexane. So this is the name of gamaxin. So it is benzene hexachloride. Now moving on to the next question. This is a question that has come in 1999. Decomposition of organic compounds in the presence of oxygen without the development of odoriferous substances is called as. Now when we look at the options given over here, we have nitrification, N2 fixation, decay, and denitrification. So if you try to have a look at the options A, B, and D, all these are the methods where we will be either forming nitrogen or nitrates or nitrites. The only process that involves oxygen is decay. So the correct answer for this is decay. This is a question that has come in 1998. Aspirin is an acetylation product of. Now aspirin is acetyl salicylic acid. The formation reaction basically involves the acetylation of orthohydroxybenzoic acid. So if you have orthohydroxybenzoic acid and perform acetylation, we'll get aspirin. So the correct answer for this is orthohydroxybenzoic acid. Moving on to the next question. This is the question that has come in 1997. Which of the following can possibly be used as an analgesic without causing addiction and mood modification? Now analgesics are basically the substances that are used to relieve pain. So if we look at the options given to us, the option A, diazepam, it's a tranquilizer, and tetrahydrocatinol, it's also in short called as THC, is a hallucinogenic drug, and morphine is a substance that is obtained from opium. It is an analgesic, but it will be causing addiction. The correct answer for this is option B, which is N-acetyl para aminophenol. The common name for this is paracetamol. And it's an antipyretic. Antipyretic is a substance that is used to reduce the fever, and it can also be used as an analgesic to relieve pains. So the right answer for this is option D, which is N-acetyl para-aminophenol, commonly called as paracetamol. Moving on to the question that has come in 1994, diazocoupling is useful to prepare some. This is the options. Option A is pesticides, option B is dyes, option C is proteins, option D is vitamins. Now the azo dyes, the nitrogen containing dyes, are derived by the coupling of phenol absorbed on the surface of a fabric with diazonium salt. Now, diazonium salt reactions are very common in the organic chemistry. They are useful in terms of doing the conversions from one group to other group, especially in the reactions involving the aromatic compounds. Here also the dyes can be prepared by the diazocoupling reaction. So the example is given over here. The correct answer for this is option B, which is dyes. So the diazocoupling reaction can be used to prepare azo dyes, and they are obtained by the coupling of phenol on the surface of a fabric with diazonium salt. Moving on to the next question. This is the question that has come in 1994. Which one of the following statement is not true? The first statement is ampicillin is a natural antibiotic. Now, ampicillin is a antibiotic that comes from the penicillin family. It's a derivative of the penicillin. The chemical formula for this is C16H19N3O4S, and it is not a natural antibiotic. So if you look at the applications of this, it is used to prevent or treat many different types of infections such as bladder infections, pneumonia, gonorrhea, and even infections related to the stomach and intestines. But this is not a natural antibiotic. It is a derivative of penicillin. So if we look at the question, they're asking for which of the statement is not true. So option A is not a true statement. I mean, we can even look at the others. Aspirin is both analgesic as well as antipyretic. Yes, aspirin is a substance which can be used as analgesic, and as we already discussed before, analgesics are used to relieve the pain, and antipyretics are used to prevent or reduce fever. And sulphadiazine is a synthetic antibacterial drug. That is also correct. And some disinfectant can be used as antiseptics. Yes, we have examples like hydrogen peroxide with a change in the concentration of the substance. We can see that they can be used as both a disinfectant as well as antiseptics. So the option for this is option A, and that is the statement which is not true. So the statement is saying that ampicillin is a natural antibiotic, but it is in fact a derivative of penicillin. So that is about the chemistry in everyday life chapter past year NEET questions. So maybe you can also take a look at the lecture videos on this chapter to get more clarity on what are the areas to be focused for the NEET preparation. All the very best, and we'll see in next chapter videos.